we do have a verification
Oh.
co-host.
Gabby! You're the best. Oh, thank you. So we do have a verifications person. The awesome Debbie has saved the day as she does many times. Let's see. So what information do you need to send her? Name, email, and how you're attending. Plus your time zone within 10 minutes of the top of the hour. In order to receive proof of attendance, you must stay on camera, visibly show participation in the meeting, and you can't be engaged in any other activities like underwater diving, underwater arc welding, definitely discouraged. We verify each individual for one meeting, 1 hour at a time. If you're here for consecutive hours, you have to keep doing it. And you should receive an email within 24 to 72 hours to the records. And Megan will post the link for notifications if you need information. So let's get to them hands. Oh, we got a few more hands right on. So the order I have is the Gila Monster, Brent in northern Mexico, Jillian, the botanist, Mike, and our wonderful Megan. So let's go over to Gila. Gila, would you like to
Echo, hey, Enertainment. My name is Gila, and I'm 660 days sober today. Today is a good example for the reliance, not defiance. I was definitely in defiance and not reliance or trust in any way, shape, or form. At the end of the day, for my job, we have this thing that's called a firefighter task book, and you have to get through all of the tasks to like get a certain qualification. And like I've asked about it before, they're like, "Oh, there's people ahead of you." But then one of the guys started at the same time as me, so I was pissed off already 2 months ago. And I'm the only woman in a crew of 20 men, so obviously it's like, sometimes it's like, it's challenging because it's like, well, that's like bullshit, and what's like, okay, I don't want to be like stepping on people's toes, but also like, are you, I don't know, just missing. And then another guy asked, and so as soon as he asked, can I start my task book, I instantly just interjected. I was like, I asked first, because I was like, I fucking asked first. And, you know, so that all happened. And then I was just like, well, whatever, like, I asked first, but I was just really upset, like, that I just started back home, like, riding my motorcycle home, and I was like, I don't want to, like, let people, it's just, like, a thin line, and I guess it's just, like, yeah, maybe a perspective is you should just trust your higher power, and then it's like, you kind of got to put in your own steps to get to where you're going, you know what I mean? It's not like, you know, so it's like, that's what I said to them, too. I was like, I don't want to, like, not be doing the thing. And then I was also pissed off because, and these are the things that I'm damn sure we're drinking over because it makes me pissed off. Like, this one guy, like, we were supposed to sign up for classes which would lead to our promotions, and this one guy, I asked if I have to work towards anything. He said, oh no, there's nothing you gotta sign up for. And then I see him working with all these other people in the office, and so then I go in the office and check myself, and I ask a different person who's not in charge, and this guy's in charge, but we do not always get along. And it was like, I asked different people, and then they said, oh yeah, you can sign up for classes, like, you can nominate your stupid, like, kind of, you kind of, like, have to, like, put yourself in it. So I just felt really mad. Like, I felt like, just, no, like, I could not rely on anybody. And definitely not about it. Like, that was really how I felt, like, mad. But then it's just like one of those things where it's just, like, I don't know, like, I think, for me, I'm not somebody who's, like, on the same page always with the higher power thing. I'm like, I do believe in a higher power, but I don't always feel like it's so personalized like that, and maybe I just have to seek positive energy myself, you know? And I hate to find myself, but I don't want to be that person who's like, you know, I'm next. Like, it feels so crummy. Like, sometimes you have to do that in life, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you don't want to get walked on. And it's like, I don't want to be that person that's like, no, don't put him, because it's not really like against him. It's more just like, I asked first. And then they were like, oh, it's about City Road. And I'm like, well, no, I didn't say this at the time. But I'm like, well, why the hell did the other guy get to start? He's just as new as I am. And I feel mad. And I think it's because they think, like, women are going to wash out because, like, a lot of women stick there for a year or two. And so I feel like they're, like, more hesitant to, like, let you start with projects or do things. So, like, on some level, I get it. But then it's because the environment's so fucked up. And that pisses me off. And so, yeah, like, I went home, I was like, fuck you. I really was like that. I was like, fuck you. But then I'm like, that's a terrible latitude to have because I have a whole entire good life. Like, you know what I mean? It's like super little small shit, but like that's kind of showing some level of immaturity that you really get that mad about these kind of things. Like, where it's like I have food to eat, I have a shelter to live in, I have all these like good things in life, you know. But anyways, I'm obviously like 660 days sober, and I can still be mad, and I can still like fully like just get completely out of myself and not feel the way I want to feel. So I think you're doing with the program anyways. The point is, don't get discouraged because whatever. It's always discouraging, but at least you get better managing discouragement. And, like, not always discouraging, it's oftentimes encouraging. Like my life is more better. Anyways, bye.
Thank you, Gila. Great share. Let me lower your hand and go over to Graham. Graham, would you like to unmute?
Hey Phil, you're getting pretty close. I'm in northern Maine. I move around a lot, so you're getting close though. Gila, 660 days, I think that's what she said. Congratulations. Always love seeing you here and love hearing the shares. Thanks to you, Phil, for your wonderful meeting, and it's always the most, and I mean this absolutely the most exciting meeting anywhere on Zoom. Maybe even in person, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, can barely contain my excitement being here. But I'm always glad to be with you. And thanks to the service team.
Sorry, guys. So I have somebody on there, huh?
For everybody in their service.
Welcome, lovelies. Welcome, my beautiful, beautiful family. Welcome. How is my beautiful boobalas this beautiful evening? How are you guys? How is everybody doing tonight? I'm severing up. I literally went outside. I'm not gonna lie, because we don't lie. We tell the truth. So, hang on. Let me get some milk. I'm trying to get some coffee so I can get this alcohol out of my system. Dumping it out. Dumping it out. I am. Whole can dump down the drain. I don't want it. I just don't want it. Don't want it no more. I don't want it no more. You know?
It's the insanity of what we do to ourselves. So that reliance on a higher power.
I thought I wanted it. But the reality of it is I don't want it. Tired of it.
Without that reliance.
Sick and tired of it. I just don't want no more alcohol. I don't want to see no more. I don't want no more. Dumping it all down the drain. I've dumped 4 cans down the sink. I just dumped my biggest can down the sink. Just, I don't care. I don't care. I don't want no more. I'm done. I'm sobering up. I'm focusing on my life, on things that are good, and no more of that. Just no more beer, no more alcohol, no more drugs, no more trying to, one step at a time.
Drinking and drugging days. Or that higher power that's brought us here today. Maybe we are drinking, or we're just newly sober. Whatever it is, that higher power is there for all of us. It's always one day at a time. Not picking up a drink or drug, but turning our will and our lives over to that higher power. So with that, next up we share. God bless you all.
Let us see the facts at first consider. It seemed everything I had was swept away. My emotional stability was so tested that for both times I considered suicide. But at no time was a drink considered, even though craving for the taste of liquor hit me momentarily at times. However, the first step and I had always been great friends. I repeated every 5 seconds and thanked God each day for my sobriety. The only grace made me that day. Gradually, I began to see another part of me emerging, a grateful me, expecting nothing, but sure that another power was beginning to guide me, counsel me, and direct my ways. And I was not afraid. Then, as this AA power began to unfold new selves within me, a greater understanding of my fellow men began. With a new awakening and people not in AA, a new world opened up. With a new awakening each day, new strengths, truths, new acceptance of AA people, and people not in AA, a new world opened up. And every day it still does. The adversities, the loneliness, sickness, losses, and disappointments mean nothing now. I'm happy because I came to believe not only in God, but in the goodness in everyone. I could pick apart some of the stuff he said in there, like toward the end. But what I liked about that read, we don't have to keep doing the same old crap like over and over. And I want to share a little where I'm at. I'm on day one again. Tomorrow you'll see Jill day one. And I am just so exhausted of this disease. And I know I technically only have 2 minutes, but I just wanted to make sure I got that reading in because I think that reading was more important than what I have to say. But thank you for giving me a place to go when I need it, for always being here, for all the work you do behind the scenes. It's phenomenal. It's needed, and it's the best. So thank you so much for letting me share. I love you guys.
We love you too. And I need to hear you with one day. I need I need to see the arrows sticking out of your butt, and I need to hear that it's not fun anymore, right? And then it sucks ass, because it sure as hell did when I remember. So I love you, I'm glad you're here. Stay. All right, let's go to the botanist. I think it's Jen, right? Would you like to?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jen. Hey, my card, Jen, alcoholic addict. Sorry, one second, my turn. My first comment earlier was simply because I've dealt with food addiction, smoking addiction, but I've never had a card one. That was a new one. It was like, maybe there'd be worse things to deal with, but hey, whatever. I get it. Cards can be an addiction. Okay, reliance, not defiance. This kind of goes with the topic of letting go, and surrender, right? We came to rely on a power greater than ourselves to cure us of insanity. That was my That was my feeling for my share last hour, was coming to believe, but coming to rely on a power greater than ourselves to cure us of our insanity is my feelings on it. Because it's about putting ourselves maybe not in the position of being in control, but letting someone else have control, and surrendering to that. Very often you'll hear sometimes repetition of things repeated over and over again in meetings. It's often for a reason. It's because someone's saying the exact thing that someone needs to hear tonight. So if someone's conveying the same message and not just letting go on topic, but a letting go on topic of surrendering, and you hear 2 or 3 people sharing, sometimes there's a point to that. Anyways, back to reliance, not defiance. I often rely on my higher power to take control of things that I cannot control. Today was a good example of that. I had, in a matter of a week, I have 2 different bank accounts that held 2 different incomes that I get. And both of them were robbed in the same week. Yeah. Luckily it was only 1,500 from one and 2,000 from the other. But, it could have been knocked out the whole thing. But that was money that I was using to fix my teeth this month for dental. So it was a heavy hit. And when people say that bad things don't happen in sobriety, yeah, they can. They can. They often can. But that doesn't mean that that's the way that's always going to be. It's how we handle them gets better. And I could have probably. This is kind of a crazy thought. I could have probably gone down for a while with both those, crying in misery. But I said, well, time to go make some more money. And I took on another job and I made some more money because of it, And all I can do is keep stashing money in the bank account, argue with the banks, and get my money back. And I thought to myself, you know what? My account just dropped. One of my accounts dropped below 1,000, and then they returned the money, part of it to that bank. And I was like, well, at least right when it went down 1,000, it got pulled right back up because that's when they returned the money. So I said, maybe this is going to end up being an ongoing thing where someone steals from me, I get the money returned. Someone steals from me. And I said, and that way I don't run out of money to spend, right? Because I always have money on the back burner that I'm going to get a week later or 45 days later from the bank. I would have never dealt with that like that had I not been sober, right? I would have been crying and screaming and kicking, and I'll end it here, but I would have been crying, screaming, and kicking and making a fuss instead of getting my butt back up and working another job. Thanks for letting me share.
Right on. Thank you, the botanist, Jen. And if you want to know what it's like to have no money all the time, get a hobby restoring old sports cars. Let me go over to Mike. Mike, would you like to unmute?
Hey Phil, thanks for your words tonight, and yeah, nice to hear everyone. And I'm Mike, I'm not alcoholic, and if it was up to me, I would go out and have something to drink. After working, I would want something to drink tonight, and I can't rely on a feeling. I have to say that is something that I have to think logically about, and I have to rely on
Hello,
place for
welcome.
me to go and not defy that logic. Because if I think I get ahead, and if I rely on that, I went go over to my brother's last week, and I go and I bring some
Alright, guys.
alcohol over, you know. And,
Phone is dying.
you know, I don't drink, but I bring it over to him so that he can,
Phone's
have
dying.
something to drink if he wants. And sometimes I'm like, and I go into the liquor store, I get it for him, and that, and sometimes, it may be best for me just to, realize that other people want AA. They want to be going to AA, but they may not have a great story to get into AA. And so the best thing for me is to be an example to them. Now, they might have a problem too with alcohol, but the point is they may not want to say it or show it, tell it. I mean, I have quite a story that that happened because none of my own that I did not come up with. I didn't even know about it. And so, to feed the dog of like that's not good for somebody else. It's not a good thing. I might need to show them the spirit of AA, and that's why it's so important to stay sober. It's so important. Like if it's a very selfish act, I think. When we've gone through our drinking, we've had a problem with alcohol, and we start drinking again. I find that that's probably the most selfish thing I could do. So, in order for me not to be selfish and not to do that, I need to rely, not defy, what AA has been given to me, because it's been given to me from the higher power. So I have to do that today. And it's not based on a feeling, because I got it. It's not what I feel, but it's a logic thing. And I think that, when we do that, and then we just, at the end of the day, we look back and, then the feeling sets in and we feel better because of what we did. So anyway, progress, not perfection. Just do what I gotta do. Thanks very much for the time. Really appreciate it. Thanks again, Phil, for your service. That's all I have.
It's good to hear you again, Mike. I'm
Thanks.
glad you're back from wherever you were. Glad you're back, man. All right, going over to the young lady, Megan. Let's hear about reliance, not defiance.
Can I actually pick a number?
Yes.
I want 29.
29. Did you pick this like 3 days? Shame and guilt.
No, I didn't. I always pick the date. Okay, shame and guilt. I did talk about this the other day at some point. But, I think it ties in a lot with the topic you already had, reliance, and not defiance. I was good at running from things. I've always been good at running from things. And alcohol was something that I knew was always there. That I never had to second guess. I never had to question it. It was always there, and it always seemed to have the answer. And I learned very quickly that that answer comes with a price, and it was a price I wasn't willing to pay. I wasn't ready to trade my life for an addiction. And when I made that decision, I had almost an epiphany where I realized that
I wasn't going to get anything by running. And whether it be shame, guilt, fear, sadness, running from it does nothing for me except delay the inevitable. So what I've learned is to rely on what I know. And what I know to be true is that there are good people in this world that want to see me do good things, that that I matter, no matter what I might think some days, that there is a solution and that this is possible. All these things that I'm reminded of, and forced to rely on in order to be where I'm at today. I didn't say it, but I usually start out my share by saying that I am 152 days sober today and grateful to be here. Very proud of that number. As that number keeps climbing, it does make me feel good. And, I think it's the little things in this program that we really hang on to. And one of my little things is using the date to pick my number and always reminding everybody what my day count is, because I think it's important to remind people that if we're not working towards adding to that number, we're going to reset it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for listening to me.
And what a gift to my sobriety you are, to come and help me every Sunday night and every Tuesday night. Because we all remember what a shit show these hours were when I was doing it by myself. So I love all the service people, and especially Megan. Thank you. All right, let's go over to Joe. Joe, would you like to unmute? Hello. Joe, Amway calling. Would you like to unmute? Okay. Going over to York in Chicago. Gonna call on Eddie there. Yo, Eddie. I know he's there. My Run DMC homie. Are you there?
He said I live in Chicago. If I lived there, I'd probably get blown away with my little light ass. Anyway, salutes and shout out to you, brother, and everybody in Chi-Town in the city. My name's Eddie, and I am an alcoholic. It's good to be here. I'm grateful to be sober, and I haven't had a drink today. And thank you, Brother Phil, for taking me. Always good to see you. He called it a shit show. Oh, man, I ain't got no comment. You're right, man. It used to be a shit show. Anyway, this is a good meeting, y'all. Don't worry about our one-on-one here. Anyway. Oh, self-reliance. Oh, man. It's a good one. Yeah, I relied on the drink. I relied on mommy to live my life and do my will. I relied on girls to love me and think I was all special, right? Man, when you really get right size, when you really get humbled by the drink, something happens there. Something starts to click a little bit. And for me, it all began with a little bit of flicker of hope. This is my 53rd second chance at this deal, and it's not fun at times. It does suck, but the payoff is way better. I don't got the heartburn. I don't got to wake up with the hangover, the headache, trying to find some Tylenol or some Advil, looking at the phone, wondering what I did last night. Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know if anybody can relate. Of course, we all can relate. We all did it all, right? And that don't make me no better or no special. Today's been a good day. I've been doing a lot of self-care, man. I was sharing all off the wall yesterday. I was on it, man. I was on fire. I was getting plugged in. I was working the program. And now tonight I'm going to start writing again. And let it be known, right? Let's unravel. You know, this is the authentic version of Eddie that I think my creators wanted me to be. And the number one reliance in all this whole top share that I'm speaking about is God, higher power, my creator. And he's been good to your boy. So why would I poop in his hand? You know, and at times I do have to eat a little bit of poop and smile, and that brings a little bit of humility out of me, because I'm not perfect, you know, and I never want to be perfect. And I give it all to Creator. I pray at least 2 times a day, you know, once in the morning and once at night, and then I stay in prayer through the day, and that's keeping quiet, you know, no judgment, you know, take no shit, do no harm. You know, I got to keep this big old mouth shut, but when I put my hand up, I got to open it, right? We can't read minds here. No one can read my mind, and for me, it was a big cry for help. You know, I rely on this program. I definitely rely on this meeting. I've spent countless hours investing, and, you know, I've shared my little heart out. I told my story, and not to brag, but this stuff works. I never thought I was a big skeptic of this program. I got about 50 seconds, but you know what? I love you, brother, and I'm glad you're over the COVID. Anyway, as in the past, right? This is now. We're in the moment, and I love you, brother. You're rocking. I'm going to go ahead and drop it right there. Catch you another 24. Much love and God bless. My name is Joe Eddie, and I am an alcoholic. Love your time, love yourself, and love your kids. Stay programmed up, blessed up, and prayed up. More importantly, we'll see you down the road and keep you rocking. Live back to you, brother. Thank you for letting me share.
Woo. Right on. Love me some Yo Eddie. Let me lower your hand. We're going to go back to Joe. Knock, knock. Joe, would you like to unmute? Joe V. Sent you the unmute. Okay, we will lower your hand and go over to the land of snoring dogs. Wesley, would you like to unmute?
Good evening, Phil. Good evening, everyone. My name is Wesley, and I am an alcoholic. And I have tried both. I have tried reliance, and I have tried defiance. I know that you've heard me share that I had came in and out of this program for like 10 years. And at the time, I didn't realize that it was because of defiance. I did not think that I needed to do everything that was being suggested to me. You know, I thought that, I was always looking for that easier, softer way. So I was in defiance of the AA way. And when I got here this time in 1998, I was at the end of my rope. I truly wanted to die every morning when I woke up. Yeah, it was like, oh my God, another day. And I went to the Program of Alcoholics Anonymous to a meeting, and I shared in a meeting where I was at, where my past was sort of like, briefly, and that I need help, and I need help now. And somebody decided they would be my sponsor, and they started suggesting things to me right away. And before I got to that meeting, I had decided that I'm going to do everything that is suggested to me by this Program of Alcoholics Anonymous, and watch, I'm still going to get drunk. And that's been almost 27 years ago. When I started following the instructions and became reliant upon those instructions, and reliant upon my sponsor, and reliant upon the God of my understanding, my life had progressively gotten better. So I can tell you that the path of defiance does not equal many rewards. there was on the Star Trek show years ago. There was a lady. She was half female and half of a machine, and she used to say that. What was it? Let me think for just a second. Resistance is futile. Resistance is futile. And that's what I found those 10 years. As long as I resisted what was being shown to me, I was never going to get out of that hole that I had dug. And when I decided that I was going to become a dependent upon alcohol, Alcoholics Anonymous, Friends and Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor program, God, my life has been a 180. And it was only because I decided to turn my will and my life over to this program called Alcoholics Anonymous and to the God of my understanding. So I'm a dependent. I'm reliant. And I thank God that I came to that conclusion. Thank you.
Right on, Wesley. Yeah, you're talking about the beautiful 7 of 9 from Star Trek. Yes, indeed. All right. Lisa, also known as LG, my favorite pegger. How are you? Would you like to unmute?
You know what? I'm pretty good today. Thanks for asking that. I am meditated. I just ran one of my best meditation meetings on said Tuesday since its inception, that meeting. So, wow, that was what the audience said. I just showed up and had somebody hit play because I'm not good at screen sharing. Anyway, I'm a good reader bear, and I'll be reading at the top of the hour. I'll be reading how it works for our community, and I'll try to enunciate and not recite. I'll definitely try to use my finger and read. That's the humblest thing I'll say. All Day Real Alcoholic Lease is another one. When I come here and identify as an alcoholic, that's pretty humble. Nobody in my family ever does that. No, they'll admit other things, but not that. Mom said she'd be at my 10-year cake. Sadly, she was not able to come. They all, many of them came to my cake at the end of 1988 before I moved here. I was sober all of 1988 into 89 when I moved here. True story. I was sober all of 1988 because I drank at 19 months after moving to British Columbia 36 years ago. But I fought for my life into my 40s. So that's my qualification. I was defiant as fuck. I think they wrote about me in the 12 and 12. I seriously, and there were some about me too in the last century. Anyway, if not for humor, Phil, I don't know if I'd have made it through spring. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, oh my God. None of those guys are Miracle Bath over there. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. I'm going to just log in and see who's left. Last man skating. Anyway, let's just go just for shits and giggles. Let's take it the number. I know I've got a minute or so left. Let's take it to just for why wouldn't I? Because I haven't heard it spoken to. I moved here in 1989. Let's go 1989, please.
89 is finding meaning in your sobriety.
The best thing I can say about 89. Some of the best instructions in the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, are like some of the words. My favorite are "Life will take on new meaning." Right? That's one of the promises on page 89. Life will take on new meaning because the way that I was living prior to the end of 03, as challenging as these 21 years have been and change now, closer to 22 than I am 21 days, that's for sure, 21 hours. Listen, it really is the assets, the quality of the assets in this building are not terrific. But the asset that's most valuable in this building right now is my ass on this bed talking to you right now, because things come and go, things break. You don't get more than one of each of us. Even identical twins are not identical. So we're all unique, we're all special. Thank God I just don't classify as terminally unique anymore. thinking my way out of my seats all over Canada, thinking my way out of my seat in California while mom and dad's caregiver. I was too proud to leave my station when I was taking care of mom and dad and go take care of myself. Believe me, I would have been easier to be around those times when I was with them. But Trader Joe's fantastic. Love the palm trees. Love AA with the palm trees. Love the 51st convention in Hawaii. They just turned 63 because I know how old they are because I was 51 at their 51st. I couldn't go. Couldn't go to the one down the hill. Could not go to Vancouver. It was just too much. And I couldn't answer the question, how are you? Just too much on my plate right now, Phil. Some chapters are tougher than others. This one ain't easy, but I'm sober. Thanks for letting me share.
Right on, Lisa.
Yes, sir.
Good to hear you. Awesome. Jojo, would you like to unmute?
Hey there, sorry for the delay. I think we're picking numbers, right?
Well, reliance, not defiance is the topic, or you can pick a number.
Okay, yeah, let's pick a number.
Okay? Go for it.
77.
Making good decisions in sobriety.
All right. Yeah, I can honestly say I'm doing better at that than I had when I had long-term sobriety in the past, because I will pray about things and make myself wait now. I still have this tendency to, I get an idea, and it's a great idea. It's fantastic. And so then I want to share it with people that I know, or one of my daughters. And I'll even write out the text because that's how we communicate, at least my daughters and I, most of my friends at first, anyway. And then after I write it out and I see all the words and I see all the emotion and excitement, I have to say to myself, stop, don't send it, look at it tomorrow, erase it. Sometimes I erase it. Because the idea could be a plan where I'm, planning an event, and I want everybody's input and their commitment, or what have you. And I, in waiting, once the emotion goes down, I many times see, wait a minute, this is not the right time of the year to plan this, or this idea that I think I want to go tomorrow to go visit this one daughter. And I have all these appointments and other things, and I know how I get when I overcommit. Why are you putting this idea, that you're gonna go visit this daughter and you're gonna go out, you guys will go out to lunch and we'll do all this fun stuff when it's not the right timing. And so, making good decisions, yes, I do. I have to do a lot of pause. I did that today. It's really a frequent thing for me, because in my past, every exciting thing, I moved on. and sometimes they came to fruition and sometimes they didn't, because my mind was off and running another direction. And so disappointment, frustration, shaming myself, things of that nature. So I'm more slow with making everything. In my old nature was everything has to be happy, and it has to be happy all the time, and we have, being down is not acceptable. So that's why the alcohol and excessive, I did many things excessively. And so if I think I'm going to join a new group, I make myself wait a couple of weeks before I do that, since I didn't know anything the second sobriety and last sobriety. I had no idea about the workings of my mind, was so dysfunctional. So That's what I have to say on that. Thank you.
Thank you, JoJo. Nice to meet you. And going to Rachel. Rachel, how are you? Rachel? Sending you unmute. Hello? Housekeeping. Fuller brush, man. No. Okay. Kirby. How about Kirby vacuums? No. We'll come back to you, Rachel. I'm going to go over to my buddy Oregon Jake. Oregon Jake, would you like to unmute?
Hey, Phil.
Hey.
I had 8 hands up and then it dropped to like 5 and then 3. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for the topic. Thanks everybody in the background keeping the meeting going. Jacob Alcoholic. Reliance, Defiance. I heard it on this meeting months ago. Just I can only control what's in my hula hoop, and then I have a hard time not trying to put shit into my hula hoop, people, places, and things, and in my sphere of influence, and try to play God over it. And I can surrender it or accept it, and then the second I stop praying or stop surrendering, I can take it right back. I think when I play God, that's when I'm defiant. Or I try to strong arm it, or I try to force the square peg into the wooden hole. I don't know, it's just, I mean, that's why we drink. If everybody just played their part when I was playing God, then it would all work out. And when it didn't, I got upset and I drank. If they just did it my way. And it's funny because it's, once the obsession to drink is lifted, it's a thinking disease. My best thinking, my best playing God got me here. And finding a higher power and relying on that higher power is how I've made it for the last 2.5 years. It really is a simple program, and it's me being defiant, trying to take my will back and play God. But all I have to do is give it up. But I don't know. I've heard it said that the steps are the easier, softer way. And it's an effective program. It works if you work it. You just have to do the work. I don't know. I think a lot of my sponsees have had a 3, and they've all 1, 2, 3. And it's just once you get to the 4th and 5th step and get that shit out, the rest of the steps are pretty easy. I don't know. I was going somewhere with that, but I feel like I'm rambling. That's all I got. I love you guys. I'll share the time. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it. Going back to Rachel. Rachel, would you like to unmute? Is it maybe Raquel? I think it's spelled the same way, right? Rachel, Raquel? Hello? Okay, I'm going to lower your hand. I'm going to go to Nina in beautiful Houston. Would you like to unmute?
Hi guys, my name is Nina. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic. And hey guys, this whole dog right here. I'm sorry, what's the topic?
Reliance, not defiance.
Always right on point. I got a lot of practice with that today. And I'm really pleased with the way everything turned out. It didn't look anything the way I thought it would, but I didn't like that. I've never reached, I didn't reach a point in like my current life situations where I was so fixed on how I thought it should turn out and what I thought it should be, that when it didn't turn out that way, I didn't throw a whole full blown adult temperature control. And like I almost get tired of hearing myself say this, but it is so truly honest to God, only because of this wrong stuff. And because of the relationship that I have with God today. And I would not have that if it were not for this program and these steps. Today's 50 days clean and sober. And I mean, despite the physical crap I'm dealing with, which to some degree, that's a part of the wreckage of my past. I mean, I have osteoarthritis. That is a very normal part of getting old. 34 years of drinking and drugging has my 47-year-old spine looking like it's 60. And so I'm once again, I gotta walk through the wreckage of my past. These are some of the consequences. This is what I did to my body. The one and only body I get, I trashed 30 some years. So, despite chronic pain, which I don't belittle that, God, I used to scoff so hard when I would hear people talk about chronic pain, like, oh my God, I can't get that. Bullshit. Yes, it is. That shit will have you ready to blow your damn brains out sometimes. It could still be so much worse. I could be in prison. I could be dead. I could OD. I could have wet brain. I could have lost all my mental faculties. I mean, like, I've literally lost nothing by getting sick. I've gained everything. And so, I mean, even in my worst days, if I'm in the worst pain, it is still better. I'd rather deal with the physical pain that I deal with today than the emotional pain that I dealt with 50 days ago. And just the way I'm kind of like in between steps 3 and 4 right now. So I'm really taking a look at all the shit I've done. And I've been such a crap person to so many people for so long. One of my dear best friends was recently diagnosed with cancer. And I mean, like, the village of the world has come out to help this woman. Because what she's poured so much love, so much everything. I don't get that because I haven't done that. To some degree, I gotta walk this shit and listen to me and God. And I'm okay with that today. I'm sorry for going over, guys. Thank you for letting me shit.
Thank you, Nina, for your service and sharing. Always enjoy what you have to say. Thank you. And we did get a note, Justine would like some ladies' numbers for fellowship. So, ladies, if you'd like to send Justine some numbers, that'd be awesome. And let's go over to Serenity in Van City. Would you like to unmute?
Hey, thanks very much. I'm Serenity, I'm an alcoholic. I don't want to ask what the topic is because I should be listening and paying attention.
It's reliance, not defiance.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my God, that's a hilarious topic. Reliance, not defiance. It's funny because today I feel defiant, but it's in a good way. It's not like I want to get back. It's not like, okay, you know what, I'm going to get revenge on those who crossed me. And I mean, it was really scary just over 10 months ago. I mean, I did not want to, I didn't want to come to terms with anything. And everybody was going to pay, especially my son's girlfriend, right? She was the one that found him. And I had to do a lot of work on myself. Like, and sobering up was the key. And that was the only thing to bring me back into some sanity. So, you know, today I put on an album called Countdown to Extinction by Megadeth. And I just rocked out to it, right? I flashy and I was like, yeah, fucking sober, man. Like, it feels so good to be sober, right? I don't have to drink anymore. I don't have to. Like, it's a miracle. And like, I'm actually a nice person, right? I don't want to like thrash anybody today. And that's huge. I still have a lot of financial difficulties I'm dealing with. I have to pay $1,000 a month for car insurance. My driver's license is kind of screwed, but at least I can drive. I got a roof over my head. I'm sober, and I'm just going to keep coming back. And I'm going to start doing some service on this venue very soon, because I heard you can do it off your phone now. So thank you, Phil. Everybody have a good night. Rock on.
Right on. Thank you, Serenity and Fan City. Love me some Megadeth. I worked security at a Megadeth concert long ago. All right, and Bassmaster Brett knows we're at the end of the hour, but you'll be first up after the reboot, Brett. It's good to see you. Elton John wants those glasses back. And you know what, guys? I think that's it for our hour. Love you guys. I'm going to turn the spiritual ship over. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you to everybody who helped this hour. You guys rock. Who's the reboot?
It's Linda.
Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, okay, everyone, my name is Linda. I'm an alcoholic, and I'm the reboot host for this hour. And as many of you know, we have to reboot the system every 24 hours, because if we don't, Zoom will reboot for us, and it never gives us a warning. It's always in the middle of someone's share. It's somewhere between 24 to 30 hours, and we never know, so we automatically schedule it so we don't have to interrupt anybody's share. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down the meeting, but I'm going to bring it right back up again, just like 2 seconds. So as soon as you see meeting ended by host, log right back in again, and we'll start our next 24 hours of meetings. Okay, so here goes. 5, 4,